Hey, it's Shay.
I'm John.
And I'm Zach.
And it's a Work Thing podcast where we talk about everything and nothing, and we call it work.
Forget you, Nick. So, this should be our first video we actually have live, so that's fun. So, hopefully it turns out well. If it doesn't, it's Nick's fault because he couldn't get it figured out.
I think it's awesome that we decided to bring video in the first time that Nick couldn't be here. It's like, hey, video might work now that Nick's face isn't included.
Maybe. Poor guy. But this does bring Zach. Zach is my brother-in-law, so...
And Shay is my brother-in-law.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That is how it usually works.
Works out really well that way.
Usually it's mutual, yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, hopefully.
I mean, yeah. All right, but we wanted to tell you a story to get us suited with what me and Zach work with. I think it was last time we talked about Nick still doesn't have a table.
Yeah.
Dining room table.
Yep.
Nick is 30 years old, still didn't have a dining room table.
He just bought a coat last year, so he's
We
getting there.
got a coat. We got a coat at 29.
He considered
dining
a
room
coat.
table's a 31-year-old thing.
Yeah. He considered a coat to be a hoodie.
Oh. Well,
It was not.
was it a hoodie and a sweater?
No.
I mean, because
It was just a hoodie.
Oh, just a hoodie. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I mean, as long as it stayed warm.
Not really.
Really, that's the problem. He didn't.
So he doesn't have a dining room table, and I told him just buy a Facebook Marketplace. That's the way to go. And
Got a
he,
dining room table right here.
it's great, I know. And that's where we ended up buying. We were looking for furniture, and we bought a dresser set off of Facebook Marketplace. We were able to get a set of 4 for I paid $450 for it, and it's really nice, like hardy.
Oh, it's nice stuff.
It's good stuff. And so it was in Springfield, and at the time Hillary was, I think, pregnant with Isla at that time. And Zach just moved back from Iowa because you had lived in Iowa for how long?
8 years, a little over.
And so he was living back with mom and dad before he moved on. And I'm like, hey, can you come help me move it? I don't want to help Hillary. He goes, yeah, absolutely. This is big stuff. Like, I need extra help.
Had to call in the big guns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Make sure
so-
you get the camera.
Yeah. So we went up and we get to this guy's house, and it looks like he's redoing it, like he's flipping it. I don't know, or if it was somebody passed away, like,
Yeah, I think it was his mom's house, and she had unfortunately passed away, and he was...
and they were redoing it, and it was completely tore out. Everything was out of there. And this furniture is pretty big dresser, like the chest one, or the one that's held the mirror dresser. How long do you think it is?
Oh,
8 feet?
8 feet at least, I would say.
And it was in one of those rooms that it comes to a T, and it's at
Oh,
an
yeah.
angle. And the guy goes, I don't have much to ask of you. The one thing I do ask, there's only one thing. Just don't hit the door jams. Just don't tear up the door jams. That's the one thing we got done. We just don't want that done. Everything else...
Why would you start with the door jams?
I don't know.
He didn't start with it. It's just no door jams. Don't damage the door jams.
Just don't do the door jams. And so what I end up... I have these moving straps. And so we get these moving straps going. And we get... I think we got the first piece out pretty good. Mm-hmm. And the first couple of pieces, because we had a nightstand, 2 nice nightstands, and then there was the chest one, the high one, and then we got the long one. And that was the one I knew we were going to have issues with. We get strapped in this bad boy, and we start moving, and Zach's leading, I'm behind, and this guy's just kind of sitting back waiting for us to finish up, and we nailed door jam.
Nailed it.
He just...
nailed it.
Zach crushed it. And he starts...
Ripped it
hard.
Oh, yeah. Chewed on it.
He starts dying laughing. Or not dying laughing, but he's trying... It's one of those you're trying to hold the laugh in.
Because obviously this guy is just irate. Like, he doesn't want this to happen at all, And I'm like... what do you want me to do? Take my hand and cover my mouth and let go of this thing and hit more door jams?
And I won't look at him. I had my head down, just my shoulders, because I'm just laughing. Because I'm like, gosh dang it, that's the one thing the guy asked.
Right.
Don't hit the
There
door
was
jams.
one rule.
There's one rule. Don't hit the door jams. And Zach nails it. Not only does he nail it, he doubles down, triples down, quadruples down. I mean, he just is crushing this. Like, he just keeps, bam, bam.
And
we'll go right back at it.
And I keep looking at Shay, and obviously this is an accident. Like, I'm not trying to do this. And I keep looking at Shay, and Shay's laughing, but he's got his head down, like I probably should have been doing. And so I see him laughing, and I can't stop laughing. And of course, this guy's just getting madder and madder, because that's just going to dig right
Was he
in the
saying
ear.
anything, or was he
No,
just...
Oh, no,
he
just
didn't say
seething.
anything. He was just seething.
You're just watching him die in the corner. Yeah, okay.
He was in the
All right.
corner. And what made it worse is we had not taken off the back of that dresser had the appliance to hold the mirror up, and that's what he just kept grinding
Yeah.
on the door jamb and just kept.
Look, it was going to be difficult with or without that thing on. To be
Oh,
fair.
no.
Be
Like,
difficult.
honestly, the guy probably should have known these door jams. Not long for this world. Let's be honest.
Because that
Not anymore.
Unless you're going to leave this stuff in that room.
Because it was also too tall. Like, it was not going. We couldn't lean it up and go through the door frame. There was just no good way of it getting out of there, and we ruined. Like, those door jams are no more.
I don't think those were regular sized door frames. I think that's the problem. I don't think that those were regulation door
Wow.
frames. That's
wow,
what it
we're
was.
immediately going to their
That's
not
it. I'm blaming him.
regulation.
I'm blaming him.
Immediately going to their not regulation.
And we get back in the truck, and Hillary has been sitting in the truck the whole time. And we get it loaded on the trailer. I said, "Let's get out of here, get out of here." And Zach's like, "Hurry, let's go, let's go." And Hillary's like, "What is going on?" And we're like, "We just messed that guy's day up bad. Like, it was bad. It was bad. We have to get out of there." And so now the running
Dad was
joke
probably
is,
thinking I need an extra $600 for new door jams.
yeah,
Right.
So the running joke is now, not the door
Not
jams,
the
Not the
door
door
jams,
jams.
Zach.
Right.
and literally just nailed it. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna be so bad." So yeah,
Not the door jams.
that was when Zach was first back. Mm-hmm. It was great. It was really good. But yeah, that's the door jam story. It's so we laugh every time.
He was upset. He was not happy.
No.
Not having a good night there. But that's all right.
Part of what we did today is we brought beers. Each of us brought a special beer.
We are not recording at 5 a.m. this time, just so
No,
everyone
no,
can
yeah.
know.
No, we're not at 5 a.m.
This
this
is
time.
mid-afternoon on a
So
Saturday.
everyone can know that we're drinking. And we've drank probably a couple beers that we are not 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
I mean, I'm glad we pressed into that. I probably should have done that.
Yeah,
That's on me.
we're not pre-gaming church here.
yeah,
So,
right. Hey, you know, man.
But we started off with a Old Bakery beer company out of Alton, Illinois.
shout out to Old Bakery. They don't sponsor us, but
If
they
they
can
want
if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone can, literally. Short of being a Nazi, we will accept sponsors. Anyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere.
right.
Wolf, go
That's it.
That's it. But it's citrus sweet. How is it?
It's good.
I like it. Yeah, it's nice and sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel the citrus in it.
See, the brewery that I worked for in Minnesota,
Ooh,
I'm
that
trying
is
to
good.
remember. Oh, yeah. So they had Wheatstone Bridge, and they put some kind of tea inside of it, actually. Yeah.
good.
There's a little bit of tea in it. It's now a closed down brewing company.
Where was it?
In St. Paul.
St. Paul?
Yeah, Tin Whiskers. So I was an outside sales rep for them.
Okay.
So they sold at their brewery in the Twin Cities, and then they were expanding to Rochester when we lived in Minnesota.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
I sold for them there, and they closed down probably 2 years ago now. COVID kind of killed them. That, and they made a bunch of bad marketing choices at the end. They were trying to do like all these candy beers that were disgusting.
Yep.
So yeah,
But I figure we'll get into conspiracy theories.
yeah.
Start off, because I know
Yep.
Griff loves this category, and Zach's not far behind, honestly, on this one. He loves this one.
I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm a bit of a skeptic. But I know a lot about a lot.
I think that a skeptic is also makes you a conspiracy theorist, right? Like,
I'm a conspiracy
that's the
theorist against
basis-
conspiracy
That's
theories.
the basis of conspiracy theorists is skeptic.
But
Okay.
I'll let you start off, Griff, and we'll go to Zach, and I'll do.
Okay, have you guys ever heard of the urban planning concept of the 15-minute city?
No.
The
You have?
theory
Yes.
is that all daily necessities and services such as work, shopping, education, healthcare, and leisure can be easily reached by a 15-minute walk, bike ride, or public transit ride from any point in the city. It's supposedly to, reduce greenhouse gases, take cars off the road, all these different things. However, there's a big conspiracy theory about this, that this entire theory that this entire planning exists so that they can control people inside of their own little areas, so that nobody branches out of their area, nobody ever leaves their area, and it's like a little
sequester them
catacomb.
to 15-minute,
So they're like
bricks.
Yeah, and that's what their idea is. That the conspiracy theory is that they're using all of these urban planning methods to just isolate people, so then they can eliminate groups without the other groups.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is an interesting
Well-
theory. It's certainly something that would happen in a 15-minute city.
Have you guys watched Fallout yet off the
No.
Amazon? It's kind of the premise that they have these. It's after the nuclear bomb, whatever, or the nuclear war, and they each have their own pods. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't know what you call them, but like anchor or you get what I'm saying, like and they have them numbered, and so each one runs differently and does their own thing. So, but it ends at this. I don't know if I should say this, but spoiler.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay, but they each have their own kind of thing going on, though. Same premise, controlling
So,
them.
is there like so is the premise of that is that like there's some overreaching thing that's like monitoring all these different scenarios to like see which ones work out?
Kind of, but
It's
not
like a
really.
big science experiment.
I can't
or
keep
just
talking
like,
about it without ruining it for
that's
you,
fair.
and it's actually a really good show.
I feel like it came out recently enough
It-
that we probably shouldn't.
It's
ruin
true.
it. Yeah.
It's but I highly recommend the show. It's very good.
And for
It's
our
got some twists.
millions and millions of listeners, we
That's
do not
true.
want to spoil it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
I mean,
for all the 7th graders.
hey. I mean, half of our following might be 7th graders. That's
Yeah.
okay. They're
fine.
They're 8th graders now.
You got to get in where you fit.
I talked to Veach the other day. He listened.
He did.
He did, but he was also not our only Kansas listener. So if you're our other Kansas listener,
Please shout out.
please,
We need to know
whoever
who you are. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
We don't know anyone
Tell your
there.
friends
If it's a girl, maybe we hook them up with Beach.
Yeah, perfect. I mean,
we go.
probably not. We don't want to wish that
probably
upon
not.
you,
Yeah,
but
No.
we wish positive vibes to you. So not hooking you up with Veach, but there is another person in Kansas that we know then.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Zach, you want to share one of yours?
The Denver International Airport
Yep.
is the
Yep.
Illuminati headquarters.
I'm telling you. I said this
When it was-
earlier on a podcast, and
Yeah.
they didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
It's it stems from. It all starts with Lucifer, the gigantic blue Mustang statue with red eyes in front of the airport. But also, when they constructed it, the construction came in $1 billion over budget.
Uh-huh.
Now that's a lot of money. We're not talking like $2 or $3 million.
Not in
This is
government project standards.
This is a $1
IDOT
billion.
does that daily. Come on.
Well, I guess that's true. But
$10 million roundabouts,
it
man.
is my contention that the $1 billion came from building the underground tunnels that are the Illuminati's headquarters.
Well, it
I
makes
100% agree.
location-wise, it's more centered.
Yeah,
So-
well, you got the mountains for protection.
right.
You're building in underneath the mountains, essentially. Yeah. No, I'm all in on that one. And they've actually leaned into it. I don't know if you've seen recently.
Oh, yeah.
They
They put
leaned
in-
into it with like posters and marketing
They have,
inside of the actual airport.
They have AI-controlled talking gargoyles there now.
Now,
They do.
is it like more like Area 51 though, that they're trying to smoke and mirrors? Like you look over here while something else is going on over here, kind of thing.
I don't know.
yeah,
$1 billion missing is. It feels like a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's-
politicians' pockets.
Yeah, it's $1 billion is a lot of
but
money.
Once again, that's still like a lot of money to go. Like you can say politicians' pockets, but I feel like someone would have been able to connect those dots. That's a lot of money.
I mean, yeah,
That's
I
a
don't
lot
want
to go.
don't want to get too far into it, but like with 9/11, with the money that they said, oh, it's missing, and then all of a sudden all the records are gone after 9/11.
The one part of the Pentagon
Yeah,
is missing. That just that single part got destroyed.
yeah.
That's
I'll be darned.
strange, isn't it?
It is high strangeness.
Yeah.
High strangeness.
I'll have to remember that method if I ever get audited. Oh, sorry, plane crash.
I don't even know.
I-
I was
terrorist
building
attack.
an airport. Is the thing.
Yeah, right. Failed airport. You understand, right? You
get
work
it.
for the government.
You get it.
Yeah.
Mine is that giants existed. So obviously, there's statements in the Bible about giants
Okay.
existing, like the
Nephilim.
Goliath. Yeah, was Goliath? They said stood 9 foot tall, roughly 9 feet tall. But now they found giant skeleton bones in Nevada. So they even have, they found them pretty recently too. Like in the last, I think, 10, 15 years, they found giant skeletons that they said they measured up to 8 to 9 feet tall in a cave.
That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I need to read more about that because that's pretty cool.
It's
So-
I think the Bucks need to sign one to a 10-day contract.
They
Personally.
did. They had both Lopez brothers.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's
Didn't
it.
work out for him. But the interesting thing, so Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book about David and Goliath, and basically he was like Goliath had to have somebody walk out with him and like carry his shield and stuff, and basically it's because for him to be that large, he had to have a pituitary issue, so like his eyesight was horrendous. He would fatigue extremely easily. He would labor under the weight of his own armor and wouldn't be able to like carry his shield and sword. He was literally just they trotted him out there because like, oh, he's massive. I'm not going to go fight him.
Right.
And that's all he did. And then also the other side of that too is that they calculated with the slings that they used back then with a stone is that they got to like 90% of the force of a 9mm pistol.
Well,
Yeah, I saw a
like,
video the other day
seen
of
the
somebody
videos?
using one of
time,
those.
Yeah.
So there's a guy at TikTok that he did a swing and he literally like had a metal like it was a heavy duty metal and nailed it and just it collapsed.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, even in the Bible it talks about he slayed a lion and then also I believe it was a bear. Was that? I can't remember. It was a lion and something else that he slayed before he faced Goliath. But like if you see those slings in action,
Yeah.
like it kind of makes sense.
Sounds like a good podcast episode.
Oh yeah,
We gonna try that thing, just swinging out there.
No, I'll watch the video of you guys trying that thing. I'm not being anywhere near that sling.
Me and Nick and Zach
That
will go
thing
for
flies.
it.
That's
Yeah.
great. I'm sure 2 of the 3 of you will return.
We'll take down that green bin.
66%.
We only need 3 for the podcast.
Yeah,
so-
66% is passing. So
That's true. Well, also it's kind of interesting with David and Goliath's story. Just a little side note: he took 3 stones with him, but you talk about David trusted God, so why did he take 3 stones with him? Goliath had brothers, so he brought.
he was about that action. is
He
what
said,
it was.
if the
Apparently they're
brothers,
really brothers.
if the brothers,
They watched his brother dry out there, and they're like, "Nah, man, I'm out." That little guy looks rough.
See that slingshot?
Yeah.
That thing's crazy.
so he brought 1 stone for each one of the brothers if they had stepped in.
I'm not gonna lie. You make that modern terms. That sounds pretty dope. It's like, yeah, I brought 6 bullets because there was this guy and 5
Yeah.
brothers. Like,
I mean,
that's like John Wick things.
That's what I'm kind of. It's kind of cool. Do
yeah.
you have another one, Griff?
Yes. So, you guys ever heard of the Billywhack monster?
I have not.
I have
Okay. I had to go down a rabbit hole to find this one.
not. Big fan of cryptids though. So
Santa Paula, California. There was a large, tall, muscular, ape-like humanoid with claws, gray hair, and ram-like horns on the top of its head. The monster lurks around an area known as the Camulus Ranch. It has been encountered in multiple other canyons. It was known for tormenting high school students from the Santa Paula High School in the 60s. And the entire basis of it, there was even a kid that was like scratched up and all these things by it. And then they found another kid, a 9-year-old, went out with a sword one day.
He was
and the
having his own
police,
David
so-
the
Goliath
police
talking
moment.
stopped
about
him
that
walking
action,
down
yeah.
the side of down the side of the road with a sword, and he said he was going to go kill the
gonna
Billywhack
get that
monster.
thing.
And I was like, that kid.
Well, he's got his own David and Goliath moment.
Yeah, that kid is something. So the whole basis of it is that there was a dairy ran by a guy named August Rubel in 1922, and he established the dairy in 1924. He was once a native of Zurich, Switzerland, and he served in the American Field Office in France from 1917 to 1919. The urban legend connects him to the Office of Strategic Services, or the OSS. The OSS is the precursor to the CIA. If the legend is true, the OSS had Reuben performing experiments below the dairy, including trying to make a super soldier. The Billywhack monster is apparently a product of this research and an experimentation gone wrong that escaped to haunt the local area.
So it's Captain America gone wrong?
That's what they're saying. They started
Like
calling
Monster America. It sounds like.
the OSS was started by Wild Bill Donovan, and eventually, went on to become the CIA later. But Rubel was after performing experiments in Ventura County, was eventually sent overseas and died mysteriously doing secret work for the OSS in 1943. And that's after that is when they assumed that the monster escaped and roams around that area.
Where exactly?
Santa Paula, California.
Well, is that north or south? I don't know.
I have no
It's
clue.
got to be northern California, right?
be,
Because
right?
that's
I'm
where
going
all
to
the
say south just because of Santa sounds Mexican.
True.
That's all
That's
I got.
also true.
It's not a scientific debate. It's not.
I was just thinking though, if a monster's going to be escaping, it's got to be northern California. It's got
Okay.
the woods and such.
It is
Forest.
about 40 miles north of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
It is about
Southern California.
15
don't know
miles
about this,
west
though.
of Santa Clarita.
There's too many people around not to.
Well, there's a lot of. In its defense, there are a lot of mountains and canyons and all those types of things too. And also, we assume that it lived.
That's
Right.
fair. That's fair. All right,
So
Zach, you got another one?
No, well, actually, I wanted to touch on JFK.
Okay.
Because I know that that's something you guys talked about.
Yep.
You
Poor
know,
Nick, yes.
previously, there
Nick
are.
still thinks JFK is alive.
Well, he is. But sorry, Nick. He's not. I'm going to spoil it for you. He's dead.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. We'll put that.
You can call us to be consoled.
I have done a significant amount of research around the JFK assassination, and it is my contention that JFK was unfortunately assassinated in a workplace incident by the CIA, or by the Secret Service, excuse me.
Okay. Elaborate.
I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald was in the book depository. I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald fired 2 shots from that book depository, one hitting Governor Conley and President Kennedy, not killing either one of them, and the second one missing completely. And I think that a rookie Secret Service agent from the car before him pulled up his gun and accidentally pulled the trigger, firing a bullet into JFK's head.
Okay.
Whoa, hold on.
So You're going with that the guy was in the vehicle with him
Up in front of him, in the vehicle in front of him, in the train.
and shot JFK because he's
Well, I think he was pulling up his gun, looking for whoever was shooting at the president, because Lee Harvey Oswald had already fired 2 shots.
Okay.
I think he was pulling up his gun, looking for that to try and help the situation. And I think he just accidentally pulled the trigger.
Okay, so but ballistics would have changed.
the angle.
What did we get? What information did we get out of his brain? Because there were only like 5 people who were allowed to see his brain. One was Jackie O, the other one was Lyndon Johnson, and the rest of them were Secret Service
I don't
agents.
trust Lyndon Johnson with anything.
No,
Exactly.
no.
And the rest of them were Secret Service agents. Wouldn't you think that they would want to keep it under wraps if they accidentally killed their boss?
Yeah,
But
but
you
I,
don't-
I feel like Lyndon Johnson would be the first one to throw someone underneath the bus, though.
No, I think Lyndon Johnson was just so happy he was
Oh, yeah,
president finally.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think he would have done anything.
He was
to
just so
remain
happy
president,
somebody
yeah.
gave him the keys to the car.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Not
I
that
mean,
car.
He was
Not
even
that
quoted
too.
saying
Yeah.
he was even quoted saying that he has to stay in the war because he needs reelected. The war.
He needs to stay in the war because of money.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what Eisenhower even said, leaving World War II and leaving Korea. Is he said, you have to watch out. The one thing you have to look for is the war machine,
Yeah,
the industrial
military-industrial
complex around
yeah.
it. That's what he said will run the country for the rest of the time, and it has.
Yeah, like I know the vacuum of information around JFK's assassination it's birthed a million conspiracy theories. The CIA, Cuba, the FBI, the mafia, but I know it's not pretty. I know it's not flashy. I think it was just a workplace accident.
Okay, so what about whenever you're talking about, have you ever seen the movie JFK with Kevin Costner in it?
No.
Okay, so in that one, they say in the movie, and it is like I've read about it afterwards. It actually is true. So in New Orleans, where Lee Harvey Oswald had an office, right? It literally was an office that was on the corner of 2 intersecting streets.
Yeah.
That had 2 different entrances, but literally shared the same office space with the CIA
Yeah.
in New Orleans.
And I've heard that too, but Lee Harvey Oswald also lived in Russia for a significant amount of time. He was an outspoken communist, and I don't think at the time the CIA would have wanted anything to do with that.
Well-
and if we're being honest about the CIA, we're less than 2 years from the Bay of Pigs, which was an abject failure, and we're less than a year away from the Gulf of Tonkin, which
Yep.
is also an abject failure. It doesn't seem to me that the CIA at the time would be able to construct this plan to assassinate a
I don't
US
know if
president.
they assassinated him, but do you think that it's when you go back to like Pearl Harbor, you talk about is there a difference between assassinating him or not stopping him?
Or not stopping him from being assassinated.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I think
both
the
of
same
them,
thing
both
happened.
of them make you party to it.
Right, yeah. And I think the same thing happened on 9/11. But that's a different story. I guess it's entirely possible, but like I said, I think it's my contention that it was an unfortunate workplace accident.
Yeah, well, I mean, because like you talk about, well, that's why I said like with Pearl Harbor, like Japan attacks Pearl Harbor, and all of a sudden we're fighting in Europe.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on,
Why are we
Wait.
fighting in Japan?
I have a quick question here. How? So
I feel like Nick during the lip reading game, I could just going
feel
back.
you should feel like Nick during any of the games,
Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
like an immigrant in the DMV.
or
just
immigrant
sitting there.
DMV. And my last conspiracy theory. Have you heard of the Loreto Chapel?
No.
No.
So the Loreto Chapel, based in New Mexico. All right, it was. They had just built a chapel, and there was a second floor the nuns were wanting to get to, and they were trying to get people to build it. Nobody would take it over because they needed a spiral staircase because they didn't have room for an actual staircase, and it was so short that no carpenter was like, I can take this on and do it. All of us, the nuns evidently prayed for 9 days about this, and a random stranger comes in and says, looking for work, and says, I'll do it. Okay? He spends a month doing it, and then he leaves without payment, without any thank you or anything, and completes it without a center spire. He's got 2 spirals. Still to this day, they don't know how it was built. It was built without fasteners. They don't know how he did it.
I know how.
And
Big man up top.
that's what the nuns said that it was. They prayed to a saint. I think they said it was Saint Joseph of carpentry, and so they think it was Saint Joseph himself that came and built it. But nobody can figure out how he did it.
Weird place for St. Joseph to show off throughout history
That
is
is
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Yep.
This place needs God.
Yeah. But it
You know
was,
what else it needs? 2 stairways to nowhere.
you got it. But yeah, I just thought it was random and weird. But if you look it up, they kind of messed with it enough that it's not as usable as it used to be.
See, are you sure that guy then didn't go join Led Zeppelin
Maybe,
and then write the song Stairway to Heaven?
maybe that may be it.
Was it Jimmy Page?
It might be Jimmy Page.
Could have been Jimmy Page.
Figured it
That's
out.
why he didn't
I
need the
don't
money.
know if it's Jimmy Page
He
or
was
not.
we can't say it's not.
Can't say it's not.
We didn't
Right.
have a time frame.
Right. I wasn't there.
That's true. True.
All right, we're going to get to our competition now.
Alrighty.
I bought this trivia game. It's called I Should Have Known That.
Oh, I should have known that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I literally have that same game, so that's why.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have an American history trivia one over there though, but that's not the same one.
We definitely won't need to be doing that with Nick. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nick is
he fought a few good rounds.
Yeah, he got who the first president was.
Yeah.
He did.
He knew the
not
Speaker of the
get-
House, which
Which baffled me that he even knew the phrase Speaker of the House.
But he nailed it.
He did. He did. That surprised me.
So
Bamboozled.
we'll do 10 questions. Best
10.
of 10 wins. We'll go to overtime if we need to. And we have agreed to loser buys the Coach Beard Funko Pop to go with our
Loser buys Coach Beard Funko Pop. Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
to go with our Ted Lasso Funko Pop.
I forgot
Yep.
I forgot which Funko Pop it was, but yeah, it was Coach
It's
Beard.
Coach Beard with glasses.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that seems like a fun one.
All right.
To go for us.
Does your marker work? Okay, good.
Marker works. All right.
Yep.
I kept
So-
giving Nick one that didn't work. I don't think he realized.
I don't think it mattered.
All right. Here you go. Your first one. What animal is Robin Hood in the animated Disney film?
Fox.
Show them.
Fox.
Fox is correct.
Probably a
Where's my
good
pen?
idea.
Foxy.
Hey, we got video now, guys.
Oh.
We're fancy. We're very fancy.
Fancy like Applebee's, or
On a date night?
that's what I heard.
I hate that song with a passion.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it either.
do like
It is
Applebee's,
catchy.
though.
I do like Applebee's.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to Applebee's. I just have never ever go there because if I'm going
If
to.
Applebee's would like to sponsor us,
Yeah, again, Applebee's
Start-
doesn't sponsor us. If you want to, you absolutely can.
I'll
big
start going.
fans of fast casual dining. Fast casual dining. There we go.
How many strings does a violin have?
Enough. Let me tell you.
How many strings does a violin have? So. All right, let's see them.
5.
6.
Yeah, you're both wrong. It's 4.
Hey!
You should have known that.
Darn it! I should have known that.
You should have known that.
I can honestly say I've never touched a violin in my life.
Neither
Well, I
have I.
haven't either, but you got to play the fiddle.
I don't look at them, but
I have as much musical talent as someone who has no musical talent. So
that's an accurate description.
You would make Charlie Daniels sad.
Probably.
Who is the name of the actor who plays Mr. Bean? The name of the actor who plays Mr. Bean.
Oh.
You should have known that.
oh yeah.
Yeah, don't let him see. He's a cheater. I like the squeaking.
And this is correct. This is the right answer.
Yeah, I don't have the right answer. I said Simon something. What is it?
Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, that is correct.
It is Rowan Atkinson, if you'd like to know. For the people back
Yep.
home,
Yep.
Zach is up 2-1.
I can only think Johnny English.
John, yes, I love that movie.
That's all I can think about.
All right. What function does a diaphragm have in the human body? What function does a diaphragm have in the human body?
Kind of like this. Whenever you go to hide it, you can really huff the dry erase.
It's non-toxic, so you're good.
Oh, that's no fun.
I have to stop my students from sniffing Sharpies, so I have to have non-toxic
We
stuff.
both have breathing.
Breathing, very good. Yeah, they aren't allowed to have my Sharpies without supervision.
Well, that. How do you think they got to that point?
Well, I don't know.
I'll tell you what it is. It's violent video games. That's what got them there.
It's true.
Parents who are also huffing markers. That's what got them there.
A much more likely excuse.
They started out with less brain cells, so then they kill more brain cells. That's the way that human nature works.
I mean, have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Right?
Love Idiocracy.
Here's the sad part is, there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of truth to that one.
There is a lot of
Yeah.
truth.
Like, everybody that I went to college with has, like, one kid, and everybody I went to high school with that did nothing else with their life has, like, 9.
It's very true.
And they're like, well, that's from this marriage, and that's from this guy. And it's like, oh, okay, all right.
All right, so multiple of them.
We'll get there.
Fun fact about Idiocracy. The shoes that they wear in prison are what kind of shoes? Do you guys know?
Jordans.
They're Crocs.
Oh, that's how Crocs started.
Yes, from
Yeah.
Idiocracy, because it was a brand new starting company and they were super cheap and the production needed something to wear.
Did you see that they made the Marty McFly shoes from Back to the Future? Like the one where he goes to the future
Yeah.
one? $35,000.
Okay.
No, not for a pair of shoes. No.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling about died whenever he picked them
No.
up. They told him what the price was.
Question 5. What country is Samsung from? What country is Samsung from? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know this
Japan.
one.
Korea.
You gotta specify.
South Korea.
South Korea. That's correct.
Not North Korea. That was
Well, I mean, I guess that's true. North Korea's not really trading with a whole lot of
not
people.
really an exporter. I feel like you wouldn't have Samsung TVs everywhere here if there was.
Yeah, I
We
think
may
they-
not be
I
importing
think they'd
some.
have a much better GDP if Samsung was from there.
You know, it's fair.
I mean, not that people would know, but
Yeah.
yeah. Kim Jong Un just have like 7 more tanks.
Yeah, the
and-
Kims would know.
Yeah.
How many ribs do humans have? This is question 6, by the way.
How many,
Like, I
ribs,
can feel my ribs. I can't even cheat and count.
how many ribs does Marilyn Manson have?
Yeah. Get out of here, Griff. Quit cheating. We have you on video now.
It's fair.
That's not right.
Not right either for me.
All right.
That can't be right.
Let's see it.
16.
14.
24.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was a 2.
We're short a little bit.
All right. Zach is up 4-2 still, and we are on question 7.
Oof.
I know. You're not used to this.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm used to having like a 4-question lead by this point.
You have a
I don't
4-question
know how
lead
to
on
act
question
right
2.
now. Yeah. I'm gonna have a 4-question lead before we start. You announced the category and I'm winning.
Here's the thing. I even rigged it for Nick last competition.
You did.
I rigged it for him. A 2K ratings, and he plays 2K all the time. The man does not sleep but 2 hours a night and plays 2K the other times. I rigged it for him. I was trying to... poor
Still
guy.
beat him.
Anyway. What is the clothing worn by surgeons and other medical professions called? That's a pretty easy one, I feel like. Unless you're going to brain fart. I mean, it happens. All right.
Scrubs.
Scrubs is correct.
You need to look more confident whenever you write them down. You look really unconfident,
Yeah,
which gives me a little glimmer of hope. And then you just crush it.
By the way, you need to get this one, Griff, and Zach needs to miss this one. We are number 8.
Yep. You can just sit one out. It's fine. That is fine.
N-A.
N-A.
All right.
Correct.
What is the name of the Italian fashion designer who was shot dead outside his home in Miami in 1997? I had no idea about this.
Gucci.
Gianni Versace.
Versace. Dang.
Was it really?
It was.
Well, I thought it'd be Gucci because they made that film, The House of Gucci, that I did not watch.
It's fair.
I thought there'd be a murder in there. How do you know that?
I just listened to a podcast about the guy who killed him. The guy who killed him actually killed 5 other people.
Oh, good.
well,
Why'd
yeah.
he kill him?
Well, they had allegedly dated. I don't think that they did.
Oh.
I don't think that they actually did. This guy, Andrew Cunanan, is the guy who killed him. He lied about a lot of things. They allegedly had dated, and Andrew Cunanan was a huge drug addict, and he was also batshit crazy.
Well, yeah. You murdered 5 people.
Yeah.
It usually goes with the territory.
Yeah, well, what podcast was that? Do they want to sponsor us?
Last podcast on the left, I would absolutely love if you guys sponsored it. Marcus, Henry, Ed.
Has there ever been any other podcast been sponsored by a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'll talk about it later. too,
Holy
about
smokes.
this.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Marcus, Henry, Ed, if you by chance listen to this, I absolutely love you guys. I listen to every single show that you have. Please sponsor us.
Just keep tagging them every day for the next calendar year, and by this day next year, they will become sponsors. Look at this.
Nick
He's already
will
doing
never-
a better job of monetizing this podcast than Nick. Nick's been here for like 15 podcast episodes. No good ideas like this.
I actually have ideas I was going to pass to you about how actually make money off this.
Yep.
Poor Nick. Where in the human body is urine created? Where is urine created? This is number 9, and we'll do one more just for fun of it because it.
God, this is what Nick feels like. This is bad.
What is your answers?
Kidneys.
Kidneys is correct.
I don't like this feeling. I'm sorry, Nick.
Is it?
It's mine. It was me.
Gosh dang it, Griff.
Yep,
Quit
yep,
it.
Yep, yep. I'm just tapping the nightstand.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry, we're gonna have to start over. The audio is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Start the competition.
Start the whole game
Run
over.
it back.
Run it back. All right. Our last question. Let's see here. In what century did Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart live? In what century? This one actually surprises me. When I think of Mozart, I think of pretty old.
It starts with a 2.
What century? What do you got?
I have the 1800s.
I put the
18th.
18th century, which would be the 1700s.
Yeah, that'd be the 17. Or no, that'd be the
That would be the 19th
that'd be
century.
the 19th century. It's the 18th century.
Man,
Now you do know how. Could you imagine
This is
Nick in this
brutal.
trivia
Yeah.
game?
Nick would have gotten
I
the
don't know.
kidneys, maybe kidneys.
Maybe, yeah, because he does.
Yeah, what about the
firefighting.
diaphragm?
He's an EMS, so I'm
And
really
diaphragm.
hoping. I'm
Probably
really
would've got
hoping.
the
So he
diaphragm.
would have been exactly where I am. This
Yeah.
is exactly where Nick feels. God, this is.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yep, this is bad. Well, good
Well,
game.
Good game.
You have
game.
a
Good game.
coach. Coach, be your Funko Pop.
First and last time on the podcast.
Dang it. I just won myself out of a job.
You got to throw the game, man.
Well,
You don't know how to kiss up to the hosts, all right?
Well, we'll have to have when he comes back. We'll have Nick out on here, and then you'll be back to normal.
Yeah. I need like a refresher. It's like the little drink of water between sips of wine.
Yeah.
Like I need that, that little bit to get my palate back. Know what it feels like to win.
All right, I've got a situational question for you.
Okay.
Could you win the Masters if your ball starts on the green, but on the spot furthest away from the pin?
Nope.
Nope.
Not a chance.
No,
You just have
no
to,
chance.
You just have to
No.
put yourself to victory.
No. Yeah.
Not a chance. Nope.
I'm
not
with-
even delusional enough.
I'm finishing plus 11 minimum. That's best case scenario.
I'm gonna be dehydrated by like the 17th hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't play 3 days worth of golf.
Well,
No.
I don't think people also realize. I mean, obviously golf fans do, but like the regular people, I don't think realize just how hard those greens are.
Oh, yeah.
Of how sloped and how.
I don't care how hard those greens are. Any green that I've been on has been hard.
It's been
I have
difficult.
not found an
Yeah,
easy one
no,
yet.
Absolutely. No.
A line drive one and a putt course is hard. Mm-hmm. I'm terrible at putting.
I mean, we do have our golfing
I'm terrible at
competition.
all facets of golf. The entire long game, short game.
I'm
doesn't
really
matter.
good with the irons, and that's literally it.
I'm pretty good at drinking beer outside. I'll say that.
Yes.
I'm pretty good at doing that.
Podcast trip. All right, he's back in.
He's back in. We'll line it up.
Podcast trip. We'll take Nick to go golfing for the first time.
Here's the thing: I've golfed with both of you, and we're all on the same level.
Fantastic.
I beat
Yeah.
Griff by 2 strokes.
Oh.
It's not by a lot. It
And
was.
he had and the thing is that he had like a 7-stroke lead through like 3 holes. I was doing horrible.
It's true.
I lost like 4 balls in the first 3 holes, and then after that, I kept the same ball the whole rest of the time.
You're a back 9 golfer. That's what we call
no, we
that.
only played 9 holes.
You're a back 4.5 golfer.
4.5 golfer. I crushed the last 4.5.
All right. Our last this question will go is: what is the top 5 most difficult positions in sports, in all of sports?
Number 1 quarterback.
You go with quarterback, huh?
I have quarterback actually at number 2. I would say number 1 is a goalie in hockey.
I was going to
think
say
that's-
it has to be hockey.
No.
Can you imagine?
No, man, I would go with the Mighty Ducks approach. Just put the fat kid in the goal and just let him just be
cover up
yeah.
as much it's
Like if
land
if
area.
I'm a hockey coach, you know who I'm getting? A sumo wrestler. I'm gonna be like, here, buddy.
Here you go.
Squat
Yeah.
in front of the goal. Let
is
them
the-
figure it out.
Who is the big wrestler, 7-foot wrestler, big old, not the
No,
Undertaker?
see, he can't be too tall though.
Yeah, you want him to get
You're
low.
wanting
You
like
want
a
wide?
you're
Yeah,
wanting
'cause
like
he's
a
got a huge 5 hole.
5'6", like
If he-
400 pounder, which
Yeah.
you would think would be hard to find, but we're in America.
That's true.
But well, I'll be honest. My college roommate was the hockey goalie for our team.
Okay.
And he was, I think he was about 5'9", 5'10", and he almost weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah,
I'll be darned.
that's what I'm saying.
But he was super flexible too. Like he could get down and yeah. Shout out Tony if you're actually listening, which he does, I think.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Shout out Tony.
Yeah. Hey, Tony.
But hockey goalie would be so tough though. I don't
It would
care.
be
I don't
too
even
tough.
care because you have to follow the puck. There's guys getting in front of you trying to purposefully
Trying to
get in your
screen
way.
you, yeah.
Nope.
You still go with quarterback. Carter.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback's gotta
You-
be tough though too.
Hey,
You
is,
have
but-
less than 2 seconds from the exact time that you touch the ball before at least 5 people on the field who are bigger than you are trying to kill you,
Yeah.
actively kill you.
Yeah, but you have protectors.
You do have
Not a lot of good ones. Have you seen the NFL?
That's. I mean, look. At,
Daniel Jones had 2.3 seconds on average to throw last year.
okay, I'm not talking to Daniel Jones. I'm talking about like
Well-
Tom Brady had. Wow.
Well, yeah, that's because he gave all his money back because he was married to a supermodel who then left him
Well, you
for
know
a
what?
karate instructor.
He didn't get hit as much though for it.
Lucky karate instructor.
Lucky karate instructor.
Yeah.
Shout out Giselle.
Shout out Giselle.
Shout out karate instructor, man. That guy's
Shout
the
out
one with the
karate
game.
instructors, yeah.
Right? Dude went from teaching kids in a strip mall to married to Giselle. That dude's a winner here.
Did he actually marry her?
Can you imagine the guy who your girlfriend is married to is Tom Brady?
Yeah. Imagine being like, oh,
Good
first of all, you might want to go through that moral conundrum there. Your
well.
girlfriend is married to Tom
Right.
Brady. You might have to sort through a little moral stuff there first, but yeah, eventually you get there.
But yeah, as long as you get outside of that, then you're like, wow, first off, my girlfriend is a Brazilian supermodel.
Right.
Secondly, she's married to Tom Brady.
You're an Eskimo brother with Tom Brady. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
If you're an Eskimo buddy, I would tell everybody. I wear a
But-
T-shirt with
But
that.
you know, there's also some random doctor from the University of Michigan who's an Eskimo buddy with Tom Brady too. You know.
Well, that's fine. I
So
don't care. The network. I don't care how big the network is. Tom Brady's part of the network.
We're literally
That's-
other guysing it.
Oh yeah.
And the other guys say her name right.
Right? Like I'm not. No. If you have a superstar in the Eskimo Brother network, you're good to
Yeah,
go.
you're good to go. I'd be the only thing I'd ever talk about.
Yeah.
I'd get annoying about it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I said. Shirts, hat. I'd be selling gear on the side of the road. Side of the road
I'd
right
be selling
there.
design
stickers
shirts.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd be like Giselle. No, sorry, I can't go
Oh, yeah.
shopping with you today.
As soon as I get enough, I'm dealing with Yeti, and we're getting coolers made up of it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just going everywhere.
Okay, so we can agree on quarterback. I'll go with
Oh,
that.
I'll
And-
agree with
and
goalie too. Goalie's in my top 5.
Yeah.
Hockey goalie. What else?
I think in that same vein, catcher.
Yeah. I have
That
Catcher
ball
here
coming at
for-
you. Secondly, I know this sounds like an old person thing. Dude,
Your knees.
squatting down that many times in a year.
It's gotta hurt.
Is brutal.
How did Yachty do it?
Dude, I don't know. That's why all catchers retire at like
tough.
32.
Yeah. He was tough. Yeti was tough.
Yeah.
I would go with catcher. What else would you round up your top 5?
Cornerback.
Would you put golf on there? Because such a mental game. Because there's nothing else. You're with your. I mean, don't get me wrong. Your caddy talking to you, but it's just
Right.
you. You can't blame anybody else for those mistakes. It's all on you. And if one mistake happens, it could cost you everything. Just
I think that
one
actually
mistake.
makes it easier.
How?
I'd actually rather.
Yeah, because you don't have to rely on other people
Yeah.
not making mistakes.
And at the end of the day, if you screwed up, it was on you. Like,
Yeah.
that's actually kind of mentally easier for me.
I guess, but man, you could cost yourself millions and your family.
Well, yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
family goes bankrupt, and your wife hits you with a golf club
Yeah.
because you was banging somebody else.
Exactly.
Not somebody. Everybody else.
Everybody else.
Everybody else. I don't know if you saw that expose with Tiger. I don't know if there was a person that wasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Go back to that hide your wife, hide your kids thing. Like, that guy was everywhere.
Yeah. So, but you put cornerback.
I would say cornerback because
That's
like
tough.
a wide receiver
It is
has
tough.
to decide their routes. You're talking about guys that run like 4.5 40s that are then running, deciding where you're going, and you have to react. The reaction base to that is insane.
But I would almost put also just a hockey player in general on, like.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you
hockey
have
players
to
are
be
a different breed for
you
sure.
have to, you're tough as nails. Like I ice skate for 45 minutes. My ankles are dying.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Now imagine getting popped 10,
Yes.
10 or 11
And
times
having
while
no
you're doing
teeth.
it. Yeah.
And you have to be so agile, skating, doing
Dude.
all that, and have puck. Like the amount of in court.
The blades terrify me.
You
They just do.
Yeah,
you
oh, yeah.
I would put them over a cornerback.
I think that's fair.
I actually have the last one I have on here is a UFC fighter. I think that is
No,
That's
you got
fair.
6.5
Real tough.
brain cells. All right,
that's true.
let's not kid ourselves. That guy,
But somebody is
that
trying
guy,
to beat those right at you.
that guy is just so lucky that he grew up in a suburban area and not in a redneck area. Unless he'd be a rodeo clown. Let's not kid ourselves. If you're like, oh, I have time, I'm free on Saturday night. Let's get in a cage and see if I beat somebody. No, you're got a couple of screws loose. Like,
screws loose for sure.
It's the other one I would say, and it's one that you wouldn't normally think of, but like a Formula One driver.
Yeah.
Because you look
that's
at
gonna
it,
be
they're
tough.
facing like 20 Gs
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
of force. And then also their reaction time
Has to be.
is insane. Because they're going like 220 miles an hour. And I saw there was a clip from the Monaco GP this weekend where a guy literally came around a blind corner going 180 miles an hour, and there was a car like 15 feet in front of him with a dead stop.
Oh,
he had
no.
no idea he was there. And you just watched him and he just swerved. And there was literally like 2.5 car widths of space before he hit a wall. And he managed to miss him and the wall and get around him.
I mean,
Like,
No,
and no
thank you.
warning, no anything.
if you really want to get into it too, a marathon runner,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
the elite marathon
Yeah,
runners.
the elite marathon
well, and
runners.
they got to be crazy. They don't really get paid.
No,
as much as the
Well,
other ones do.
That's what my favorite's to watch the people on the treadmill. Have you seen that? The huge treadmill, and they have they set the treadmill at the pace of the guy what he has to run that he ran the world record in, and people see how long they last. They don't even last a minute. They because they collapse. They can't keep up that pace.
that is not a challenge that I would participate in.
No, yeah, that's
even,
not
like-
going to be something
I
I'm
would
doing.
look at that and just be like, I can tell you now, no.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah.
That's what Shay asked us in the other group chat this week. He's like, hey, you guys going to run the 5K? And I was like, no.
No, we're not. First off, call it 3.2 miles. Where are we at?
If you put
Secondly-
a basketball in front of me for the entire 3.2 miles, I would do it. There's no
You can dribble a
basketball. I'm just not
basketball. There's
running
no
in
rule.
general. No, man. No.
And it's a run walk / walk.
No, that's embarrassing. Whenever you're getting passed by people pushing things, I'm out.
Pushing 3 kids in a
Right.
stroller.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. That's my goal is to win the races in the stroller division with Isla.
Well, that's fine. 'Cause
nice.
You're running with a stroller, so whenever you're passing me and, you know, newly divorced 38-year-old mom of 3 also passes me, makes twice as much money as I do, too, I'm just going to walk off the course and shoot myself. I don't want to play that game.
I mean, all right.
This is why I like the podcast in the afternoon. I'm a little bit better with beer in me.
Instead of coffee. Mm-hmm. The coffee hits me, I get going.
Coffee makes me think what I got to do today. Beer makes me think, hey, I got nothing to do today. I got nothing.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I think I don't want to get into the next thing. We'll save it for the next one. You
Yeah.
want to wrap us up, Griff?
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, share.
Only rate us if you're going to give us 5 stars.
Well, obviously. Yeah.
4 stars, or if you're going to do 1 star, rate actually like a great review. I've actually read something on that a lot of products, they like to rate themselves 1 star because people will go to that 1 star to see why they didn't like it, but
Yeah.
they'll actually write like good things like, oh, they were just too nice.
They were
And
too,
just
it was
too
too
funny.
good. It
Guys,
worked
you
I
out
think
funny.
we're putting
well
the
for
cart
me.
ahead of the horse. We need to just get reviews.
Okay, fair
or
enough.
likes.
You know what? We'll
or
take 5.
subscribes
We'll
first.
take 5. That's
5
fine.
stars.
Yeah, yeah.
5 stars.
5 stars. It's
Sorry.
easier. It's easier. You don't have to write a review.
Sorry. Yep. We'll
Yep.
take the 5. I
We'll even
apologize.
if you write a review and you just say it's okay. That's great. It's okay is great. We will take that.
I'm good with okay.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Like
right.
if Kristen tells me, "Hey, that was okay," I was like, "Hey, that's awesome.
Perfect, yeah.
It's
that
better
was
than that.
great.
I did it.
That was way better than what I thought I did." All right. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.